Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about summer savory. So this was the free oil last year for the people in the US and Canada, and now it's a free oil for the doTERRA Australia and New Zealand people in July. So it's July right now. Just order 125 PV on your loyalty order, and this will come for free. And I hope you get excited about it. If this is a new oil for you and you're unfamiliar with this, I hope to share with you some good news and all the things that you can do with this, and so that you can maximize the benefits of summer savory. Now, this oil, it smells like a cross between thyme and oregano. Okay, it's very similar in property to that, but the bush, the actual herb, looks more like rosemary. So that's really interesting, okay? And emotionally, this oil is the oil of the quickened heart. Okay, so we'll talk about the emotions in a minute. But already, doTERRA has been using this oil in the blend, the cellular blend called DDR Prime. So you might be familiar with that. Okay, it's fantastic for everything cellular. All right, so we'll talk about that in a minute too. But first of all, let's list out all of the benefits of what it can do on the physical level. Because it's a herb, and a lot of herbs are fantastic for the digestive system, and this oil is the same. Okay, really good for digestive anything. So you can take 2 drops of summer savory in a vegetable capsule. Okay, take it internally. You can do it a few times a day if you're just trying to do a cleanse. Okay, it's going to be fantastic for that. Or you can apply it to the bottom of your feet. Your feet will draw in the oil and then do its job on the inside of you. Really good. Okay, so remember, anything to do with digestion, very good for that. Very good for cleansing the body. Okay, so it cleanses on the cellular level. All right, so it cleanses your organs, especially the gut, of course, the brain, the pancreas, the liver. Okay, so everything cleansing on the inside. So it cleanses on that cellular level. That means it helps remind the cells what it's supposed to do. And remember, the cells have 3 jobs. Okay, it has a specialized function. Okay, it does its job, and then it's supposed to duplicate, mitosis, and it's supposed to have apoptosis, right, which is self-destruct. And so these oils go in and help the body, fix its cells, and tell the cells what it's supposed to do. Remind the cells how to function optimally, okay? Because if we have cellular problems, it leads to diseases and cancer and all that, no good stuff, all right? Okay, so because it's so cleansing, it cleanses on the inside and out, okay? So it cleanses your health, your oral health, okay? Your mouth, your teeth, your gums. So you can use this oil in an oil pulling, okay? So what that means is you take a spoonful of coconut oil, the oil that you buy from the health food shop, and put a couple of drops of summer savory on, and take it internally. Just swish it. Okay, just swish it in your mouth for a few minutes, and then you can spit it out in the rubbish bin. And it should help you clean your teeth and gums and mouth and tongue. Okay, so that's really good. So it is fantastic for cleansing on the outside of you, and because it's similar to oregano and thyme, it's kind of a hot oil, right? So you want to dilute it before you put it on the different places that you need to help clean. Okay, you can put it on your toenails, clean your toenails, just clean. You can even clean surfaces with it too. Diffusing it will help open airways, helps with respiratory support, but be careful when you diffuse it, because you don't want to diffuse too much of it. So just do a little bit at a time and just gauge how you go. Fantastic for bug repellent as well, so that's another reason why we wanted to diffuse it. And you want to season food with it as well. So if you want to season savory dishes, meat dishes, you can use summer savory too. Okay, so all that is on the physical level. So let's talk about the emotional level, and I'm excited about this because it helps you understand yourself on the spiritual level too. Okay, so when I say the word quickened heart, what do you think about? You think about biblical references, right? Okay, so it means like quick change and complete conversion, right? So that's basically what this oil does. It's a tool to help you with that. And again, like most tools, it's no good if you don't choose to use it, okay? Or if you're using it passively. You know, the oil doesn't do the changing for you. You need to do the changing. So that's why when I help people use essential oils, I really ask them to make the change, choose to change, because no medication, no program, nothing will change you unless you choose to change. Okay, so you need to put some effort into it. So Summer Savory invites us, okay, to heal the heart and replace the bitterness, the complaining, the guilt, the hatred, the resentment, the depression, the frustration, the confusion, the indecisiveness, the annoyance, the panic, okay, with sweetness and abundance of joy. Okay, so this information is on my website. I'm looking at my website right now, jadebolden.com/Summer Savory. Okay, so go there. It's going to be added to the new edition of my book, and my book is going to be called Energy Balancing with Faith Reference Guide. Okay, I'm changing the title, but it's my reference guide. Okay, so that's going to be in the next edition. All right, so you are invited to adopt sweetness. You know, Summer Savory is sweet. It's sweeter than the Winter Savory, which is more bitter. Okay, so there's a lot of sweetness in life. Okay, and summer is about abundance. It's about when fruits are ripe and ready to be harvested. Okay, so that is what it's trying to do for you. Okay, every creation kind of helps us point us back to God. So it's fantastic. Now, we have a lot of stuff in our hearts, okay? And sometimes a lot of that is old and negative stuff. And it could be inherited from parents and grandparents. And Summer Savory invites us to clean it out, okay? Spring clean, help release all of those things because it's prolonged and it's not healthy when we hold on to it unnecessarily, okay? It can do its job in teaching us lessons, but once once we've experienced it, we really don't need to extend it, okay? So it helps you warm up your heart and open your heart to divine communication. So you know that scripture where it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not unto thine own understanding. Well, this is what it's trying to do. It's saying, open your heart and talk to God. Okay, allow God to connect to you, zip all that power into you, and then you have a lot of light, and then your mind is enlightened mind, and then you can use your own divine intelligence to work things out and to do what you're meant to do here on earth. Okay, so that is the idea. So if your heart is closed off because you've been hurt and you've had traumas and pains, okay, but still keep it open. Your heart is able to experience the whole gamut and spectrum of emotions. Really, that's what it's designed to do. And when it's broken, you can come to God with a broken heart and a contrite spirit. Okay, remember that. So no matter what the degree of pain and of trial and of trauma that you've been through, okay, this oil kind of helps you find plenty of rest, hope, happiness, and joy in God. Okay, when you allow that heart to be quickened, okay, changed, transformed. Okay, so Summer Savory reminds us to seize the moment, take action towards a life of abundance and divine ambition. I really like the word abundance. There's just so much out there that it's enough for everyone. And then divine ambition means you have a purpose, you have a calling. Go do it. It's not work necessarily. So sometimes we think of work and we think, oh, I don't want to do it. Okay, it's hard. But if we think of ambition, we think of planning and strategizing and then action and application and execution, right? So this is what this oil is asking you to do. Just put a little bit of effort into it. Figure it out a little bit, okay? You can do it. So when the heart is connected, of course, you will feel whole and clean and liberated and sanctified from all the past stresses and pains. It has refined you. Allow it to refine you, okay? Sometimes we sit in that pain and not allow it to do its job, okay? You've paid the price. Let go now, okay? And move on. Get out of the closet and then serve the world in the way that you're meant to. Okay, so when our heart is quickened and our mind is enlightened, okay, we'll be more wise, and we'll be sharper and more intelligent and resilient. And when things happen, we'll roll with it. Okay, that's the difference between people who, are just fall apart and anxious, and the people who are resilient, because they have that enlightened mind. They see beyond this temporary, problem right here. Okay, that's in front of them, right? So we can be filled with a higher level of divine joy. Sometimes we feel like, yeah, I'm okay, can't complain. But what all the essential oils that are from doTERRA inviting us to do is to raise our vibration and to have a higher level of joy. You might be okay here, you might be settling with this, when God wants you to have that, something bigger and better. Okay, so it's not like you're unhappy, but it's like more happy. Okay, and when you're more happy, the universe opens up and you don't feel stuck anymore. Okay, because we are creatures of progression. We must progress, otherwise we'll feel yucky. And when our heart compass is not pointing to the direction where we are supposed to go personally, you're going to feel sad. You're going to have that divine discontent. Okay, so that's no good. So guys, use it for the emotional health, but also that spiritual healing. And then you can use it in lots of ways. Okay, so you can even flavor food with it. The people in Europe and Egyptians used to use it in food as a herb. Okay, the summer savory reflects the fire element, and so the fire element is about ambition and creation and action. Okay, so when you do stuff with your heart, you're having movement. Okay, so the fire element is associated with the heart, of course, the pericardium, the small intestines. Okay, so think fire, think creation. All right, now let me list out the emotions that it can help you with. All right, so we want to release some emotions and then adopt the positive. Okay, so it's stressed, giving up, overly attached to worldly measures, okay, inflexible, opinionated, prideful, holding on to fearful energy, excessive self-reliance, attached to material things, weak boundaries, unintelligent, bitterness, complaining, guilt, hatred, resentment, depression, frustration, confused, indecisiveness, annoyance, and panic. So those are some of the emotions that you're going to be able to release and clean out. Wouldn't that be great, if we could just push it out like that? So yes, we can, right? But remember, those emotions come from thoughts and beliefs that are negative, okay? Because it just didn't just appear from nowhere. It was created, okay? And we created it, okay? Sometimes it's a lot of generational stuff that we carried along too. But we need to identify those things and then release it anyways, okay? Because we have that power to do so. All right, when we connect to the power of God, we can do all that. All right, so these are some of the false beliefs and thoughts that you might be holding on to that you may not even be aware of, and hopefully you are, and you can change it. Okay, so this first one is, it is hard for me to unwind from a lifetime of struggles. Sometimes when you talk about yourself, you share yourself with other people, it's just a laundry list of how you were born to these awful parents and how you were abused and how you suffered and how your marriage is awful and now your ex and okay, it's all of the list of things that is just so negative about you, right? And you think all of that, how do you undo all that and be happy and have a happy existence? That's the false belief. Like you think it's too hard, too much, too deep, okay, too painful. But that is a false belief. Okay, the other false belief is life is stressful and intense. So sometimes when people have some good stuff happening to them, they panic because it's unfamiliar territory. They think, well, how long is this going to last? Something bad's going to happen around the corner. I know it. Okay, so that, my friend, is a false belief. All right, so the other thing too is watch yourself, listen to yourself, catch yourself. If you say things like, I don't understand ... or I can't ... or it's hard for me to ... Well, it's good and all that you say that, but maybe a better way to say things, right, because this doesn't help, right, is I can because, or I'm figuring this one out and I'm working on this. This is so much better because it gives you opportunities to grow, okay? Okay, so instead of those negative false beliefs, let's talk about the new enlightened beliefs to adopt. Okay, so this one says, healing can happen quickly. So no matter what happened in my life before, healing can happen quickly. God compensates and heals me completely. Okay, I can move from one state to the next easily. Okay, it is easy for me to ... With God, I can quickly ... Okay, so just practice and change your vocab. It's going to change your life. All right, I have met so many people, all right, that have chosen to change, and even though their life were, filled with traumas and dramas, okay, they have experienced the joy in Christ, the joy in God, and it is phenomenal. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do faith-based life coaching. We're coaching ourselves out of the world's way of thinking and responding to the world, to circumstances. Okay, so because of those positive, enlightened beliefs, we can experience these emotions. So once you start adopting it and nourishing those beliefs, okay, you might experience the feelings of abundance, wholesome, powerful, stillness, okay, awaken, rejuvenated, ambitious, flourishing, strong, warm, action, dependable, okay, understanding, confident, influential, okay, resilient, generous, joy, wise, intelligent, clean, sanctified, and flexible. Isn't that great? Yeah. Okay, so those are the emotions that you feel, but because you created it, with the thoughts and the beliefs under the surface. Okay, now I'm going to give you some affirmations or enlightened declarations. Okay, so quick and short affirmations, declarations that you can repeat over and over in your mind, and your subconscious will gather up the evidence to support it. Okay, so you can say, I allow the power of God to enter my heart and soul. Okay, remember that heart needs to be open and warmed. I am filled with joy and light. I am able to heal completely and quickly, or I am renewed and sanctified. Okay, so these affirmations and declarations, they're on my website. Go ahead and find Summer Savory and then write these out, use it, and say these declarations, affirmations, okay, until you really feel that and adopt it. It's not lying to yourself. It's sort of like feeding and nourishing a seed. Then it will grow into a seedling, and then it grows into a tree or something. But when you first start, it's only little. It's only a little bit of a belief in that. And then now, after a while, that belief grows, and you're like, yeah, I'm really that. Yes, that's me. Okay, right? So remember, this oil, you can take it internally. You can be careful though. Rub it on, use it topically. You can diffuse, but it's a hot oil, so be very careful. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you're interested in learning more about energy balancing, because we are just balancing our energy with God, okay, and it heals us in the end. All right, go to my website, take my course. It's called Energy Balancing with Faith. Okay, or book a time with me, and we can chat and talk about some of the specifics that you're needing, okay, to release and resolve. I love to talk about these juicy things, okay, and speaking of juicy things, if you want more juicy stuff from me, okay, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and listen to my podcast if you want to as well. Okay, thank you so much, my friend. Together in our community, you and I, we can create more love, light, and healing to the world. Okay, so let's do it together. So that's all from me. Thank you. Take care. Bye.